camera doesn't say that. Shoot one.
All right, I'm live, dude. New hold potential. Appropriate message for review.
Oh. I wouldn't care.
Oh, I see what it is.
I thought y'all doesn't have record mode, buddy.
Your camera does record mode?
What he's saying.
All right, I'm gonna go put out the squirrel bait. That sucks, missing out on temperature. Down there putting out the squirrel bait and coming back in. I just like threw some in my mouth. Like, oh wait, I'm fasting.
That's all right.
I didn't. I spit it out. Huh?
Just till lunch.
Yeah, just till lunch. It's the intermittent fasting thing. Damn, Pam got in. That's funny. That's cool.
You gonna start chatting?
Yep, Scotty's in.
I was chatting a little bit.
Good morning, Pam. Good morning, Scotty.
Facing you. Heck yeah.
Hi guys, can you see me okay? Hang on, I gotta adjust this. Couldn't get the real squirrel. I have to settle for a fake one for now.
Let me see if I can.
All right. How you doing today? Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to my first live stream, and it's probably going to be one of many, but part of the idea is to help. You know, what I've seen in the community so far has been great. What I'd like to do is be able to help you guys help other people, because you guys that are in here right now are the ones that are being really helpful to everybody anyway. So integrity, yes, it's backwards in my camera, but we're the office that I work in right now. I'm kind of taking my lunch break to do this. So you can see computer stuff. You can actually see a guitar over there. So how you guys doing today? Everybody doing good? HW, welcome. Pam, thank you. Pam became a moderator right away. She's a professional moderator anyway. So I've seen her on a lot of different channels and she's very helpful. She's always shouting people out. She's always putting them out on Twitter so people will come over. Thank you, Pam. In fact, she's one of the first ones that ever put my stuff out on my videos. So let's start doing a shout out. Let's get Pam's channel up. Let's see if I can find how to do that. Again, I'm new to this, so. Hey, Wills, can you find out how to get her channel on so people can go check her out? Yeah. Hey, HW. Yeah, my messages, really, they aren't for everybody. They're for people who kind of want to move on and make a change in their life for the positive. I just got a call this morning from my wife. One of her friends had seen it, and she's a therapist, and she was saying that my messages aren't good because it isn't that easy. It isn't, people can't help themselves that way. And that makes sense because she's a therapist. You know, if people could all help themselves, they wouldn't need her anymore. Hopefully, the message, my messages might be actually offensive to some. I finally got my first thumbs down. But at the same time, I'm not trying to appease everyone. I'm trying to put out a message that I've learned over time that well, I'll put it this way. I'm 56 years old, and I've been studying self-help since I was 18 because I had a very low self-esteem growing up. Moved around a lot. I went to 5 different high schools in 4 years. I went out of high school, joined the military, and then started playing in a heavy metal band after I got out of the military, moved to California. Can't tell it by my hair now, but I used to have hair down to here. Anyway, chat is jumping out. Yes, always working to be better. I agree, Happy Trails. There are a lot of matches. You guys are more, I love hiking too. I love going in the outdoors. That's not what my channel is going to be about. But if you notice, a lot of my videos, I go outdoors and take them in nice locations. And they're all right now, right around the area here in Colorado Springs. For some reason, my chat keeps disappearing. All right. Yeah, Will says, love Pam. There's a lot to love there. Pam has got a huge heart. It's obvious. I haven't had that much interaction with her, and I can tell she's got a huge heart. Thanks for your service. Well, I never quite looked at it that way, but thank you for thanking me. Let's see what else we got going. As you guys all know, please go ahead and click the thumbs up if you're liking what you're seeing, and we'll actually start doing this on a regular basis. We'll start another support type channel, like Michael Fire, or there are a ton of them out there, but I don't think people can ever get enough support, especially when they're first starting. I didn't mean that, Pam. I meant you have a big heart. Actually, I don't even think I've seen you. I saw your videos long before I got on YouTube. I was out doing fishing or looking at fishing videos, and I saw your channel a long time ago, long before I even had any aspirations of doing any of the YouTubing. Let's see. Play a tune, Will says. If I had my acoustic here, I would. I just got the electric. It's kind of nice where I work. They're very flexible. I get to keep a guitar in the office and pull it out and play whenever I want. I've been playing guitar since I was 16 years old. That's a little while. I do want to thank you all for your support coming on the channel. I'm not saying goodbye just yet, but we'll cut it off here at an hour at the maximum. Let's see. And if I see any squirrels, I'll put the camera back in the window so you can see some squirrels. In one of my videos, it's not on this channel, but in one of my videos, I caught a squirrel right up in the window, chowing down on the food I put out for it. And I included it in the video. Thanks for stopping by. Happy trails. Have a great day. So how many of you in here are familiar with Michael Fire? I think most of you are, probably. I know Will's World is. I know Pam is. Yeah, Mike is great. Yeah, we wish the therapist well too. Thanks for stopping in, HW. Maybe we can get a link up here to Michael Firer's. See, it's just at Michael Firer. Let's see. Get over to his channel. I'll copy and paste it in. Another channel that I've found recently and that I'm enjoying because I'm into hard rock is Jam House Productions. They do a live stream that a lot of people get in and network while they're listening to old classic rock tunes all the way up through modern rock. But it's all rock, it seems like. Let's see. Find Michael here, and I'll post his channel. Do a shout out to Michael. If I hadn't seen him doing this, I wouldn't have any clue I could even do it. All right, best hour of my day.
Good morning.
Let's see. Let me put a link into this video for those of you that might not know him. I'm using an old webcam right now. How does the video look? Can you guys see me okay? and hear. You can hear me, but how is the quality of the video and the sound? Cool. Thank you, Will's World. It is a little different being this side of the camera. So getting a little feel for what Michael goes through every day. Every day, too. He does 7 days a week. I couldn't believe that. He says that's his gig. I still got an 8 to 5. So working on not needing an 8 to 5. Anything in particular you guys like to talk about? Is that a link to Michael's? Hey, Pam, I know somebody could probably help you with that. Let's see. Searching for that. Okay, that goes to Michael Fire Jr.'s main site. No squirrels yet. Hope this isn't like radio where dead air is bad. And we don't have any advertisers yet, so other than integrity. You know, pretty interesting story. When I was in the Air Force, I was 18, and I had a low self-esteem. I mean, I didn't think I thought I was pretty much ugly. I thought I was pretty much unlikable. And I was a real smart ass. It was just a defense mechanism. And there was a girl in the Air Force that liked me. And I guess she had let me know, but me being of a low self-esteem, I didn't know it. And at one point she came up to me and said, "I can tell you've never been in love." And I said, how can you tell that? And she says, "Because you don't love yourself. And if you don't love yourself, you can't love anyone else." And that was like taking a brick and knocking me upside the head. I was stunned. But I sat down and thought about it. And I thought about it. And I thought, she's right. And then I was smart enough to figure out a question to ask myself that really helped. And that question was, what do I like about myself? Or what do I love about myself? And I really couldn't come up with anything for what I love about myself. And I asked myself then, what do I like about myself? And I really couldn't come up with anything I liked about myself. I knew I was onto something at that point. So what I did at that point is I sat down and wrote a list of 10 different things that I would like about myself if they were true. And they start out with like loyalty and honesty and things like this. What I realized a little bit later was that list of 10 things that I would like about myself was really the 10 things that I did like about myself. So that was, like I said, a brick to the head, and it really woke me up. I was about 18 years old at the time. And that's what kicked me off on the self-help study if you want to call it that. I started learning at that point. And I remember my first book I went out and bought was actually Tony Robbins' Personal Power. And he was only like about a year older than me. So it's like I could relate. And yet it was different. You know, I'd never been taught to love myself growing up. So that was really the kickoff for me. And I was open. I was open to it, and I was open to learning it. So another thing that really kicked off for me is I went into the Air Force, and I was planning on going to school, you know, always get a good education, you know, work hard, get a good job. And I was in that philosophy. And I took a college prep course where I was at. And the instructor, I remember her name was Leah Piscano, was going around the room asking people how they thought they would do in the course. And when she got to me, I said, well, I was a C.D. student in high school, so I'll probably do about the same. And she jumped square in the middle of my blank. She actually called me out in front of the whole class and said, don't you ever say anything like that about yourself. You are a very smart person. And I don't want to ever hear you talk about yourself that way. And that was another brick upside the head. It was like just stunned, and started thinking about it and started looking at things I did like about myself. And what I found was I am a very intelligent person. But I had no clue of that when I was younger. And it was a few things in a row that happened very quickly that kind of got me started on this kick. So did that kind of answer your question, HW? Let's see. So, you know, and I was with a loving family. My mom loved us, but she was raising 3 kids on her own. When I say on her own, with no support. So she didn't have, I mean, she was working full time and she was trying to improve herself. She was going to school, sometimes as much as full time, while working full time, while raising 3 kids. So working on my list, have any suggestions? If you don't know, then do what I did. Write down a list of what you would like about yourself, if it was true. That's easy to do because you can take your person out of it. And when you do that, what you'll find is probably the same as what I found. You will find that that is the list of what you really do like about yourself. It's just your focus is on something different. Let's see, my mom was the same way. Worked 3 jobs, wow, and raising 3 kids. So we got some parallels going there, Pam. And you're in Florida, right, Pam? I know you're in the South just by watching your videos, great herons and such. Let's see. So back to working on your list. That's personal for you. So you're going to have to come up with your own. I could tell you a bunch of things that are great about you. I don't even know you, and I know there's a lot of great things about you. So, because I know we're all God's children, and He didn't put, let me put it this way, God didn't put any garbage on this earth. We learn to dislike ourselves once we get here. Take a look into any baby's eyes, and all you see is pure love. They love themselves. They love the excitement of learning everything. So God didn't put us here for that. We come here on our own journeys where we put ourselves in situations like I did in a family where it wasn't really that supportive that way. And my journey was to go through that and get out of that. And then later to help people who are ready for help. And that's the reason I'm doing this channel, is because I want to be there to help people who are trying to wake up, trying to improve, trying to grow, trying to um, get away from the lack of self-love. That's part of why I'm doing this whole thing. Let's see. Comac is from Orlando, from the Wills and Comac show. What episode are you up to, Wills? I think it's like 26 or something now. Yep. Let me see. No squirrels yet. We might have to do the squirrels another day because they're not cooperating. I guess they're camera shy. You're right on the money, Pam. You're right on the money. And honestly, what other people think about you doesn't matter at all. You need to look at it that way. You know, God loves you, and God loves everybody, but He loves you. And I stopped really caring what other people think about me a long time ago. This is one of the things it came pretty innately to me. Somebody does me wrong, that's it. You know, I don't put up with it. My wife of 28 years now still is looking for other people's approval at times, and she's aware of it, and she's learning to work through it. You're welcome, HW. I hope it helps. The idea of my whole platform here is to do that, to bring things. And as you can tell, I'm older than most YouTubers. But another interesting thing, and I told this in one of my vlogs as well, every male in my family has died by the age of 53, except for me. I'm now 56, and I've outlived them all. And I am looking forward to being 140 years old and being healthy and happy the whole time. See, that goes, a lot of what I know and what I try to teach goes against popular belief. A lot of people believe things that they're programmed to believe, honestly, that don't empower themselves. But everything you can turn to self-empower. Everything. Even if it seems like something bad. So look for that silver lining. Let's see. Yes, Wills, it is a laptop. So, hey, Pam, if you want, instant message me after the live stream, and we'll see if we can help you out and get your computer running faster. We have ways to do that remotely. That's what we do for a living right now. So just do it IM afterwards, and we'll hook up and help you out. Let's see. Self-love is important. Oh, episode 23. And if you guys haven't seen Will's World stuff, you got to go see it. Just click on the little ellipsis, the little 3 dots next to. Does not matter. Type of person I love deep, and I found myself trying to please others instead of myself. I'm finding you can love others and don't allow that love to rule you. Oh man, that's pure wisdom. That's pure wisdom, man. Anything else you guys would like to talk about? That's one thing I don't usually hear on the other streams is people asking what they want to talk about. They usually come with a full agenda, and I think that can be good because you keep it flowing, which is what I've noticed on this particular stream is it's actually been a little choppy. Pam, about your other comments, trying to please other people. My philosophy on that is you can't please other people. No matter what you do, what you try, you really can't please them. Remember the old song, "Can't please everyone, so you got to please yourself." Garden Party. There's a lot of wisdom in that song, actually. How do you help others that don't want to grow? HW, I'm sorry, but the answer is you don't. Period. End of story. Bottom line is you really can't help anybody, period. You can only be an influence by being there and being there for them and supporting. But when they're not ready to grow, that's part of their path. That's part of their journey. You know, I felt bad because other people weren't where I would like to see them. But what I finally learned was that is expectation that I put on them. Each person comes to this world with their own path, their own journey. So you can try to help people, try to do good things for them. If they're not ready to help themselves, they're just not ready. And you need to accept that and just let it go, because you really can't do anything to help them other than live by example. If you live by example, they have a choice of watching and following or not. It's entirely up to them. And quite honestly, the way I look at it, if you're trying to push them to be better, you're actually trying to infringe on their free will. And I don't think that's a good thing to do. You might want better things for them. In fact, you probably want better things for them than they want for themselves. Wow, you gave me a good inspiration for my video today. It's no harm in wanting better things for other people, and no harm picturing them in that. I think that's a lot of what Jesus did. Jesus looked at people who were crippled and given up and damaged, but he didn't see that. Jesus saw the God inside of them. So really, I think that's the best thing you could do, is just see the God that is in them. God loves them just like he loves you. So if you see that and focus on that, don't focus on what you don't like to see, you'll actually bring out better in them too. Not that you can help them, that's entirely up to them. But that's a really good question. And that might be part of my daily video today. Yes, Pam, you can. You could actually be hurting them. Definitely, they're going to push back because they're where they need to be right now. So I fully agree with you. You could be hurting them by pushing them to be better, because that's not their path right now. And when it is, they'll come around. You've heard, when the student is ready, the teacher shall appear. The funny thing is, the teacher's usually standing right there in front of them in their face, but they just can't see them because they're not ready. And as soon as they are, then you appear when you've been there the whole time. That's why I say live by example, because that makes you a teacher that's just, they can't see right now. And when they're ready, they will. Happy, sad, yes. Yeah, I get it. But at the same time, if you look for the good in them without expecting it, that makes it easier for you. What I found is the only time I have difficulties or problems with people is when I set expectations at a certain level and then they don't fulfill my expectations. So what I've learned to do is lower my expectations. Actually, probably lower than they live to. So they always live up to my expectations. And then I don't have any issues with them. So whoever it is you're thinking of that isn't growing and you'd like to see them grow and live a better life, lower your expectations. You know, if they're just if they don't have a job and you expect them to get a job, lower it. Expect them not to get a job. And your expectations are met, and you could feel good about them. You feeling good about them is the best thing you could do for them. 100%. Best thing you could do for them. Living by example probably comes second to that. But yeah, I get the happy, sad part. Okay, guys, we're at an hour already, and I got to get back to work. My boss isn't paying me to talk on YouTube. So thank you all for coming by. Thanks for the thumbs up, and thanks for your support, especially you, Pam and Wills, and for being moderators on the channel. And I hope you all have a great day. Bert and Warner, signing out.